Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this will be the part 2 on the 2002 Porsche that I'm replacing the intake manifold gaskets and the center plenum hoses, let's call that. Well, actually they are a small piece of hoses, so let me show you. Already cleaned as much as I could. Um, just put the camera in a better place or in a better way. Hopefully you can see. I mean, I spent like a good amount of time cleaning all this. I already got the new rings on the injectors ready to go there. I covered the holes just because I was cleaning the intake manifolds as well. I mean, they were just covered of oil. I have not replaced the gaskets on these ones. These are pretty easy. As you can see, everything is nice and clean. Set up a temporary table in there. I gotta get just a peek for that. So these are the gaskets. They're individual for each port, but I mean you need to buy a set, not just one. I don't understand how somebody sell one gasket to a person. I mean, maybe the owner of the car doesn't know how many we need, but whoever sold them knew. Well, probably was online, so there was no person actually involved. And this is all you got to do. I mean, make sure that the manifold is nice and clean, and you don't need to put any sealant in here. Just make sure both surfaces are very clean, manifold, and obviously the cylinder head. I'm going to remove these ones. That's what this little tap is for, so you can pull it in and out. Manifolds are very nice and clean. I also, let me show you, I clean all the, this is the intake hose, and that is the pipes that connect in between. This has a flap in between the manifolds, and this one is the one that goes to the throttle body right here. And this is the pipe that feeds the oil, and this is just the air hose to the air filter. Alright, so let me put those gaskets in place, and I'm going to set you guys on that side because I'm going to start with the passenger side. I'm going to do everything in reverse order. I have to find a torque specs for these. These are 10 millimeter bolts, so I will assume will be around in between 14 to 16 newton meters. Just doing a guess, don't believe me yet. I gotta find the torque spec, so let me set up the camera. Alright, actually following the sequence that I did on the first time, we need to feed the driver's side manifold first. Both manifolds are exactly the same, so you can use either one on either side, but if it's already installed like this one, we're using the manifold, so the one on the driver's side will have this open. If it's not being used, it will have just a dummy cover here with 2 bolts, and this thread will be already done because this is where you attach the hose, or sorry, the clamp from under. So what I'm going to do also, let me show you, I also lubricate the holes where the injectors are going to be installed, so the O-ring goes in and out easy, or in this case easy. Everything is nice and clean here. So what I really need to do now, and I wanted to show you guys that, is just get this hose. So I left this hose in here because I don't want to get too far away from what actually is under this wiring harness or loom, and create an issue later that I cannot install it. So we gotta play with it, because that harness makes it a little hard to maneuver too. Alright, so I got it through. I don't think I'm in the right position yet, obviously. Got the injectors on the way. I gotta be careful not to break it. Hopefully I didn't do it while we're moving. I don't do it, or I'm not expecting to do it while I'm installing it. It's just a very very bad design. Some of you were asking if this were worth to remove the engine in order to do this. It's very a lot of time involved into remove this engine and tranny or transmission. So it looks like it's reaching the right place. We can go a little farther so we can go under this one, wires and so on in there. We can move around. I get a rag to clean my hands. So that one is close to where it goes. You have to be careful, make sure that you don't knock those O-rings out. I mean, they're very tight to where they seat, so I don't really expect that to happen, but it's always good to be careful. So we can get this manifold close to where it goes. I ain't going to tie it, I'm going to set it up yet, because I know that I need to move it, but I gotta get it close to where it goes. So I know this one goes on top of this. This one has to go over to that side. That's why I feel like it's a little too far this way. And definitely it is. Okay, well, it's kind of like hooking here, just to make it harder. So I think it's close to where it should be. Manifold, I get it close to where it belongs. Gotta get it under that side too. So what you need to do is set the two manifolds in place. Don't bolt anything down. Make sure that plastic tube hose, because it has flexibles and where you really don't need, is set up correctly. So I'm a little okay with that, or kind of like okay. So let me move the camera to the other side, guys. Bear in there with me. Might be a little shaky. Hopefully the light is not gonna bother you too much. I have a big light on top. Alright, that looks kind of good in there. Let's flip the screen. And now let's get the other one. Alright, same thing. As you can see, what I was saying is this is the cover that I said that it will be a dummy cover attached. And since this one has been used or hasn't been used on that side, this thread is not done. Air hose, I love it. Alright, so we need to kind of like position the hose where it was. Remember, it was under this one. And it's under this wire harness as well. Be careful in there not to force it too much. Because if I remember correctly, we did that after we removed the manifold. So we can reattach this clamp in here. Yeah, kind of like, I think it is in the right spot. At least all these hoses are where they were. The positive wire is still loose in there. Okay, we got to be careful with this one. Remember, this is the solenoid valve that goes attaching to that side. Again, I didn't remove much of the connectors on the hoses. Those are always the ones that are very brittle. And as you can see, it's just a clip that you open up in here and it slides in there. So we can fish that under. I mean, no matter what, this one is a steel loose, but we know that one goes there. So this hose with this sensor, it's actually above 100 too. So we're kind of like starting to route the hoses and wires where there should be. It's just a breather. This is the, looks like the power steering pump. So it's just a breather for this little hose. That's what I'm talking about. And so let me get that now before we put this manifold in place. And that's the reason I like to keep everything in different trays, because I don't have to be looking for different or for too many nuts and bolts on the same tray, you know. That makes it very easy. Get a ratchet. I know that hose is just impossible to erase that noise. Alright. That should do it. Alright, everything seems to be fine in there. We can attach that positive wire cable. Not yet. I'm going to remove these plugs now that we're ready to install. I didn't show, but I did remove the ones on the other side. I have it here. So make sure that you remove those, because otherwise that will be a problem. Alright, same thing on this side. I put a little bit of a lubricant. That's a engine installation grease. It's kind of like oil, you know. Alright, so we can put this hose like kind of like here. Then we gotta fish it through the manifold. So for now, let's try and see if it's not going to be in our way. Well, it doesn't want to stay there, so. This one, right? Find the correct one. It is in this one. Alright. And again, make sure that you're not damaging any wiring or anything when you're installing this. Obviously, everything is in our way. So we gotta be very careful in there. Just move the injectors a little bit out of my way. Alright, this hose seems to be okay. Okay. Let's see if I can plug the injectors on this side on the manifold. That's why it's good that I put that grease in there. Last one. Oh yeah, they went in beautiful. Alright. Yeah, this side very good. It wasn't so hard. Just take your time. Make sure everything is in the way it should be. We know that that ground goes there, which is fine. Alright, so now let's take a look and see what lines and backing lines we need to reconnect in here. Gotta fish this wire goes on to the other side. I ain't gonna bolt anything yet. So sorry guys, let me get you a little back. because I had to take a look on this side. I know this is not the best capture, but this is um, the best I can do for now. All right, I think I was going a little bit too fast because we need to put this pipe in there. I hope I can get it in with that manifold in there. This is our oil feed tube. Throw this in the garbage. And always make sure that you plug all those holes so no junk goes in there, especially when you're going to clean. I didn't record the cleaning because I mean it's just degreaser everywhere, air hose, so it's gonna be just super noisy and very hard to show anything. So just cleaning the hole in there for the new ring to see it correctly. I mean, it's impossible to clean this 100%, but I guarantee you that I did a very good cleaning. Again, the manifold, I already installed also the injectors on the manifold. They're not tight yet, but I would think it's probably the best thing to do is before you install the manifolds to secure the injectors on them, and that you can move around the manifold. You get better access to where the bolts are. Just removing an eyelet in here that is on my way. Put a paper in that hole just to make sure it will not fall in there, because it's right next, and I think it's gonna just make that tube be very hard to install. And truly, I mean, you can install it back and forth, I mean, with the manifold in place, because, or at least in there, because it's not much room either way. Can I use that yep, that's tight in. It's on an angle. Since it's already loose, it's actually really helping, because it's kind of like under the alternator. It fell in there in the block, but not in the hole, because I got it covered. Alright, so let's try to install that. I would like to keep a lot of racks around. Alright, let's see. Let me put some lubricant on this too. I don't even know what you guys are looking at, because I got the screen backwards. So, yeah, like that I can see. So this is the grease I always use. This lubricate brand. Since this is as oil, all these rings are made to seal, you know, oil and stuff like that, so they're not going to get damaged with a little bit of a film. They will get damaged if you kind of like wrinkle when you install it. So let's see, how will this go? And that plastic tube is attached to it, and that's the one that makes it hard to install. Well, not bad, not really bad. I have a harness under. Yeah, it's fine. So just that tube in there. Make sure I can put the bolt. Should be right here. Get the magnet. I mean, I can always get it in there. This is like a very flat surface engine in here, ain't going anywhere, but I learned that with a magnet you can get a bolt in place, and then you just pull the magnet towards the side, and that helps, makes it easier. We got another extension. Yeah, I put them two extensions together because I'm lazy to go over to my toolbox and get the long one. Alright, the other way. Okay. That's not a problem. Then we can get this tube here. Again, this is the oil feed for when you're filling this engine. Be sure you be careful shaking that tube. It's very long and it has only a couple of bolts holding it, and it's very hard to get there. Just shake it a little bit and that will go all the way in, which I think it did. Get a plier for that. That should do it. Now we can install the starter cable. Positive. Alright. It's gotta be fine to replace this starter too. Right under the intake. That's 13 millimeter. So now we have this is this side. You have 3. They're all the same thread. These are coarse thread that goes into the plastic because we need to put this the valve that is attached to this hose that has a clamp on the back that attaches to the manifold. So before you go any further, make sure that you put that in place, because it's all by filling in there you don't see anything, and the best thing is to do it before you install the manifold, or tie them up. That's an 8 millimeter bolt. You gotta be careful because remember those intake ports are open, so not to drop anything in there. I kind of like have the manifold covering, but it's always good to be careful. Let's see, that's gonna be a slow process, so let me stop the video and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright guys, this is after like 3 or 4 days waiting for parts because the dealer sent the wrong boots for in between those
So, you know, in between the two intake manifolds, you know, left and right side, we have these pieces. So this is just like an intake runner part. This one has a valve. This is like the rear part. But then, in order to connect that, you use you use this rubber. But let me take one out, which luckily I was able to cross-reference the number that was actually on the booth. You have to make sure. Let me see if that number shows up very well in there. Hopefully it does. So it's 996-110-88501. It has to be this specific number. One of the hoses has this nipple in here. It's a hole that we will go through where a valve for this outer valve will be attached. So when this is actuated, it just opens and closes the flap, right? But so the ones that they send, they were like this is like close to like 2.5, 3 inches of diameter. The other ones were like 4.5 inches, so definitely not for the car. And it was ordered straight from the dealer. It's a special order. They were complaining that they cannot return the part. I'm like, I'm sorry, but it's not that I ordered something wrong. You supply something wrong, so not my problem. All right, so I already cleaned all the clamps that goes onto these hoses. Let's call that. It's just a connector in between those. So my goal is to put this on the manifold itself in each one of them. The manifolds are still loose. I already put all the like this solenoid that goes to the back. I already attached the bolt and everything, so that should be no problem. If I remember, I have to go and take a look at that part of the video. Make sure I put them into the right position because it's very tight space in here. So I'm not sure if this goes like this, because I mean you can put them in either way. It will work no matter what. All you have to do is connect the hose in here that goes from here to that actuator. Actually, this is the one it will go connected, and this one goes to the actuator, and it goes to that solenoid that we have to like clamp into the intake in here. So most likely this is going to look like this, just by common sense. Again, the best thing to do will be to check the video, as that's why I also record these things as a reference for me and anyone else. So make sure that the boot is all the way in. I have to lose that clamp a little bit. I have to spin the screen on this camera because I don't know if you guys are looking the right direction or not yet. And another thing that I forgot to put, which I mean it's not really that I have to, but I always like to protect the car as much as I can. So this one just needs to be a little looser, the clamp, so the boot can go in and out, or in easier. Yep, that was the issue. So we can put this facing down, and I have to look that from the other side. Take a look from here. So if I remember correctly, that's how that goes. Very, very easy coming in and out. I don't like that. What I usually do when I have that kind of situation, the problem is the rubbers with the oil, they get bigger. So you just cut a piece of that. That should take care of that looseness, because now that nipple will go further in. Yep, now it's nice and tight.
But well, we got plenty of room with the hose, or the vacuum lines. Yep, okay, that hose perfect. I will definitely make sure that that is correct position. But truly, it seems very natural in there. You have to make sure also, when you install this, that hole for that line is open. Like before, it was actually very covered. So I think the best thing that I can do, and I recommend you guys to do that, is to tie that inner clamp so that boot will not move further in. Let me get a socket for that. And the ones that I need out. So I need a 7, 8, and 10. And a small, for now, 1/4 inch extension. I don't really need this cutter no more in here. Alright, so I'm probably going to do the same thing with all of them. Kind of like put it center, so I know that I got enough on the back and enough on the front. Because after you connect the middle pipes, it's going to be impossible to see. Alright, so let's get another one. One on that side is the only boot that has that nipple. So let me show you the other number. 1 second, guys. I gotta turn the screen for me to be able to see what I'm doing here. So probably right there. And I'm gonna read the number for you guys just in case it's not coming clear. So it's 996-110-686-01. You need 3 of these ones and 1 of the other one. Alright, so let's put the clamps on the boot. Make sure always that the clamps at least are facing the same direction. You can truly put it either way you want. But if you want to make it look, as much as close as possible to original, then you have to be at least careful on that. I'm grabbing the cable with this little mat in here, so let's put this one here. Alright, that's actually perfect. And as far as I remember, let me see, so we have an arrow. I remember this was like this, but I got an arrow here, and an arrow here, not an arrow in there. So 1 second, guys. I want to see the other part. For sure, yeah, this has an arrow. So this is the way the intake goes. So it's telling you the arrow with arrow, and then here we will have the same situation, arrow with arrow. So this will go here. And actually, to locate that, I'm going to tie that clamp on the back so this boot will not be pushed in further. Alright, perfect. Now we got plenty of room to work with this, and it's not gonna move. Okay, that looks pretty good position wise. Now I can connect the vacuum line. It goes to that actuator, Remember, always what we have is a supply vacuum that comes from here, and I'm not sure where it goes into the other side. It actually goes into something here too, and something else. But this is what you're looking for. So let's not attach anything else, and I mean, we can tie this side only. Don't kill it too much. It's a strong plastic, but you don't want to break it. And you will possibly be able to if you keep tightening that up too much. Right now we can put the front Y, which I have there too, but I need the other two boots. Let me show you the old ones so you understand what I'm replacing all this. So as you can see, it's all full of oil and very marked, and I was having leaks through here by this, you know, not sealing correctly. They're not expensive. It's a little hard to get time-wise, so if you know that you're going to be doing this, probably the best thing to do is order before from the dealer, so you don't have to wait like I did. But well, in this case, the dealer really screwed me up because they sent the wrong ones at first. Yes. These boots are made in Italy. Alright, so we can at least put the boot and secure it on the manifold. Like this one is a little tight, so let's loosen up the clamp. Yep, that's all we need. Just getting it closer, and I will tie it up by hand. Make sure it's tight. And let me connect or position the last one. Alright, we can put this on. Hopefully you guys can see this arrow here. So again, it's one arrow in this Y, and then on the straight pipe with the actuator and the flap, there is also another one. So you kind of match those arrows and you're good to go. That will help you at least make sure that everything is in the right position, as it should. So let's put the manifold, everything in one side at least. Keep pulling this cable. 1 second, guys, I gotta reset this microphone before I damage it. Still there? Yeah, hold on 1 second. Alright, the problem with the microphone, I think, is good now. Not tie that, so let's tie this one here. At least this one doesn't move. I'll tie both in the back, I don't remember. That one feels tight, so is this one, so we're good in there. Let's
gonna make it a little hard because now we're fighting against, you know, two pipes in different positions, but that's why we have the intakes loose. This one is gonna be exactly the same thing. I was thinking like maybe loose here, but truly it's going to make the same problem. Make sure these two clamps are very loose. Have as much as room to get those in. One is kind of like facing down, the other one is not. So we're gonna have to lose this ones too. I wanted to keep it tight, but it's actually not helping to have those very tight. Yeah, that's probably better. Alright, that's a little closer to where it should be. It is going to be a little fun to do. So before, I'm going to put those in so I don't have to wiggle or make you wiggle. Alright, it wasn't actually so hard. What I end up doing to make it a little easier was just to spray a little bit of a WD-40 in there, and the book went in perfectly. I was able to move it around and tighten it. So right now we have both of the manifolds attached, which now we need to locate them on the right position so we can tie them up, put the balls that goes down under them, and make sure that they're good. I might lose these ones up a little bit because this might be pushing back and forth a little more. I'm not sure, so we'll see. But at least we're good in that point. So we need number 10. I try to put at least, you know, a few or a couple of them to get a magnet. So what I usually do is drop the ball with the magnet on the hole and then use the ratchet after that. Alright. Probably should have left one out. Well, you can see with the one back. It feels like, okay, no, looks better. I was able to push it. Yep, that one is going nice. Alright, so I got two on this side. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other one. At least I know that distance in between the manifolds are fine. So let me locate you guys on the other side of the car. This light is not really helping too much now, but it's a small light that I put there. Sorry guys, that was a little shaky. As close as I can get you this side. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Let's see the position. Yeah, no, I can see that the manifold it has to be compressed more. And for that we need the small one. And the ones that I'm going to lose are the ones inside. Remember, the outside ones are like a groove, so we don't need to move those. Just as much as you want. They're not going anywhere. Alright. I should probably do it. Now we can push manifolds together more. Okay. And let me see the whole position. Yeah, that looks perfect. So that's perfect in there. I can drop same thing in here. 2 of the bolts. Let's get those not tight, but at least as much as possible without locking the manifolds, like, you know, tight down. Alright, that's perfect. Now we can put at least, actually I think we can put all the rest of the bolts. This side is actually very easy to see from here. Remember, you gotta, you know, move all these wires around, but not such a big problem. A hose I have not connected yet. Not sure if I should now, because no. Remember the pipe in the middle that I was complaining in all the process? This is still loose. I have not connected in either side, especially the one on that side is very important to leave loose because it makes like a nest right at the last bolt. Got the actuator or solenoid on my way here. I'm just going to move that, and that one is disconnected. All right. And I should have, yeah, remember I had this, which was doing nothing in there. This bolt's better. Put in the last bolt. It's a little hard to see from here, so let me see if I can get it in, or got it. Yeah, actually you can see through the manifold. Alright, so let me get those down. That's good. That pipe is on my way. Okay, now I can do it. Not gonna tie these bolts yet. Again, I want to put both of the manifolds where they go. So the process you need to do is get the manifolds in place, because this makes it a little tighter to move if you gotta twist it a little bit or so. Once you have all the bolts installed, tie the manifolds. I gotta get those torque specifications, so I'm going to start the video 1 second. But I'm going to put the rest of the bolts on that side, tight everything down, and then tie the center. Again, remember to put the marks where, you know, arrow with arrow, same thing as in the back, all right? So let me get the spec, relocate the camera, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I got a Mitchell because I went over to Identifix and it didn't have anything related to Porsche as far as repair instructions, so not even torque information. So I went to Mitchell. Let me get this camera a little. Let's see. Actually, no, that's not right. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to get the camera as close as level possible. All right. So I find information. Hopefully, you guys can read that. I'm going to get a little closer. That's just information on the clamps. So right here, put down, it says that the bolts for the intake manifolds are torqued down to 7 foot-pounds or 9 Newton meters. Either way you want to use that. And this is the sequence that we need to use. So it will be from the center out again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very simple. They just again want to spread the load of the torque evenly, so you don't bend the manifold because it's plastic. Even in the metal ones, or you see that's kind of sequence to spread the torque evenly. So let me get the torque wrench, which is the small one, and relocate the camera, and I'll be right back, guys, which is going to be half a second. Alright, let's set the bolts on the other side of the manifold. Need the magnet for that. And we can start. Just need the magnet. This one is the hardest one to install, the one on the back of the engine compartment, because of that same tube that is being given us a headache all the time of this repair. I can see that the holes looks very lined up, which is good news. This one I'm gonna have to fish it out from here, or get it up in there from the front of the manifold. See it? Perfect. Now let me see what I can do with that hose. One thing I haven't checked, and I'm going to do it right now on camera, and make sure that the injectors are seated correctly on the manifolds, because I installed that in the way before. Yeah, this one looks perfect. Let me go and check the one closer to you guys before we're gonna proceeding with the whole assembly. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, this is also great. Cause I was suck, install everything, and then oops, we got a leaking injector. Yeah, that will be not fun. So that hose is still even loose, very much in my way. Let me see if I can move this out of here. It's just incredible. They found the worst spot to put that hose in it. Trying to get as much as room possible without damaging anything, but I gotta put the bolt. I don't think that's gonna be much help. Unbelievable. We got cables in here, and we have that hose, which can be compressed. Yeah, to remove it maybe wasn't so bad, but to install it's going to be very hard, because I have to push it in, and I'm going to try to put that with a magnet. So let's see. Alright, so if I can get a little bit in, let's see. Try to push it down, and at the same time move the hose with the same bolt. Very funny. Need something else in here. pry bar with a flat head, you know, like this. I might be able to squeeze the hose and get that little bolt in there. Yeah, that's kind of helping me. You gotta be careful with where you're prying, because all this is crap, just plastic, so don't go too crazy pushing. I'm gonna try to use the same manifold for this, and then it's gonna be impossible to see. Kind of halfway through. Halfway is no good. No, that's not working. Gonna try to push that hose up, but right now the bolt is holding it. I think that's what I did on the first part. You know, I pushed this hose up, and that gave me the room to install it. So right now, probably by having that in there, it's not helping too much. Now I gotta get that bolt out. It is what it is, right? And right now trying just to get the bolt out. It's hard to put there. Oof. What a fucking design. Let's see if I can get this one out now. Really? Okay, got it. Just try to be as careful as possible. If I can put that hose, yeah, probably that's the best choice to push it up. Promise hold it in there. And then put in the bolt. This is what I call all the engineers or designers of this, just dumbasses, you know. Come on. Now see if I can tie that up. Alright, went in perfect. Alright, so we got now all the bolts in place, and let me get all this stuff out there. Well, actually, I'm going to need this one to push it because that's just close to tight but not tight. So let's just follow the sequence. This is 3/8, so I need a reduction from 3/8 to 1/4 inch, because this is the same extension and everything that I want to use. Something bigger will just make it even harder. So we're going to go from the center holes to out with 9 Newton meters. I got 9 foot-pounds. That was 9 Newton meters, or 7 foot-pounds. Let me just read that again. Correct. So 7 foot-pounds. Bring it down to 7. Perfect. Alright. Yeah, they couldn't make it anymore. I haven't really get those close to the ratchet. Forgot to get those tight. They're too far away. It will take me half an hour by hand to get it where they go. Again, just get it close to tight. Okay. And I think for the last one, this is too long. So I brought this one. Not sure if this fit is gonna be enough, but we'll see. Let's get this tension on the ball, which you can even see. Well, now I can see it. Wow. Now let's get that one. Alright, that was nice and close to tight. So we can proceed with this. So we got number 1, torque to spec. And then the second one. I wish I can show you guys, but it's just no room in here. No matter what, it's just bolts. Alright, so this should be number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Now let's get to fun. Number 6. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be number 5, right? It is gonna be fun to get all this together. Jesus. They don't make anything simple. Let's see now. That works. See a damn thing. Try not to use that big pry bar because it's just in my way, but it looks like it's impossible without it. Come on. I wanted to record this part so you guys can see the struggles of this. It should be a easy procedure. It looks like alright, looks like I have it. And now we need to go to the back one. Gotta change the tension again.
Alright, that's tight too.
Let me put this away 1 second, guys.
Alright, so this side manifold is tight. And here we have this screw to install right where that sensor, remember, is. That is just to hold that what it seems to be a temperature sensor. Check out the rubber grommet inside. Sensor is connected. Right, let's move over to the other side. So let me stop the video one more time. Alright, let's see how it goes now on the other side. I think it's going to be easier. Because I remember I was able to see all the bolts from here. Put this, no, I don't want to put them in there. I replaced that camba not too long ago, and I don't want to put a mark or anything in there. An extension. Don't turn off. Where's that? Left the reduction in here. So again, we're gonna start from the middle out. Okay, we got one. Two. Three. 4. 5. And 6. Alright, that will be the torque sequence on that. Need to put this torque wrench aside. Right now all the manifolds are torque, which is the first thing you need to do. Now we can tie the center pipes. Okay. I was also checking on the information from Mitchell, and make sure that vacuum lines were connected correctly, which I will expect to be, because I didn't see like many people touch this car before. So now we can proceed to put that solenoid, or yeah, it looks like a valve, sorry, right where it was hooked before. Okay, that hook's just right there, and I just connected. Now with the mirror, let's check that all the vacuum lines and whatever is under that intake is hooked up correctly. That's what I put this light in here. That will help you see under the manifold. Yeah, the nipple on the other side is perfect, didn't come off.
And the only other things we have will be this same solenoid in here. I already checked this clamp in here is fine. And I'm going probably to do what they did, just put a clamp in here because I don't see any other way to secure this hose. I mean, it has a little bit of a weight, but truly it's nothing important. Alright, so that looks very good. I have another small hose to put on the other side where that rubber hose that I was showing you is connected. And I need to put that auxiliary air pump in there too, so I know it's a little bit of a movement. Sorry guys. I always forget to turn the camera off for that, so my apologies. So I'm gonna be working right there. Alright, so now my idea is to put this pump, put this hose, and connect the pipe that is in this size pretty close to where it goes. I gotta put that ground in there too. So this hose just goes in here and it connects this one to here. So not much you can like really miss in there. Like I know that was the position. Oop. And that one just went not to the floor, it's on a muffler. I hate when they do that. Now I have to lift the car just for that reason. If I'm not able to pull with a magnet or so, which I doubt it. It has a magnetic base, but the rest is all rubber. Maybe I might be able to push it out. Promise I don't even know if I'm going to. Now I hooked it up to the metal in there. Story of my life. Oop, I might be able to. Come on, come on. Let me drop it again. Come on, don't lock yourself in there. Don't. Please don't. Doesn't want to get attached to the magnet now. Now it's in a position that I cannot even see. Maybe it's on the floor. 1 second, guys. Sorry for time taken, but I need that light. Yep, it's actually on the floor. Now I'm gonna be completely dirty. All right. I got the light. It wasn't so bad. Just got really dirty, but not so bad. Alright, so let's take a look at the position of this hose a little more. Doesn't feel like natural, you know? And truly, a hose can go either way. It makes more sense to put this on like the position it has in here. Yeah, that's the way it should go. Now I'm just trying to hook it up into the other side. Ugh, I just broke. This suck. Now I'm going to be needing this hose. It was just so brittle, you know. That sucks. Now I need to order this shit. I'm gonna have to wait for it. Yep. Just too brittle. One more day to wait, so guys, I'm sorry, but I have to stop the video. It is what it is, right? Alright guys, so we were lucky we got the hose, or I'm lucky I got the hose quick. When it broke, it was just so brittle. I have it right here. Again, this is the item. So let's see how it goes with this. I already opened up the bag, but I mean, this is brand new. I don't really understand why this will get so brittle, you know. It's not really. Well, I guess the whole engine compartment gets very hot, right? So, trying to think. Which way will be easy? And hopefully is the right one too. Yeah. Yeah, this one definitely gets in and out easier. And it's flexible, so we got more room to move it and install it. I mean, it's nothing else you can do. You have to make sure it's attached on both sides, so that's it. That was the one was holding me. Now let's move that clamp over on the small hose. I hope the video shows how clean this is now compared to how it was. Let me move the camera a little bit. I gotta, zoom in a little so you guys could see what I was doing. Now I'm going to work on the throttle body, which, I mean, the screen is just so small. Okay, that's it. All right, so you guys are good in there. Let me get the tool that I need. This is an Allen. So it was a 5. Yeah, it is a 5. Put the tray close to me, so I have to go back and forth to that. And one thing that I don't see in there is the connector for this throttle body. So let's find it. It's got to be somewhere around here, with all this movement. I don't even know which side it was to begin with. Let's connect the map sensor since we're already here too. Alright. I think off camera I put the auxiliary pump. I connect the hose and I connect the ground. Now we got this hose, and let's try to see if I can find a connector. That is gonna be fun. Completely forgot about it. And now everything is installed and probably is
hiding underneath of the manifold. And I bet you it's disconnected. I found it. Now I gotta fish it from under. I think I push it back to get room, you know, to get it out of the way. Well, obviously it's going under. Well, at least I didn't need it to look for too much. And in this position I can pull it from here. Not so bad. Alright. That's it. Luckily, I found it very quick. I always like to connect the throttle body by itself outside, and then put a couple of bolts at least to hold it in place, because remember we got a small bracket in there. Okay, that one is there. Yes, snug. We get the magnet to fish that one out. It's not even in close. I think I tightened up too much that upper one. Yeah, that's plenty. That's what you're really looking for, you know, to keep it loose, because you need to install all the rest once. And so it's still very loose, as you can see. Let's put this here. Really, I'm dropping everything today, huh? This one at least landed on the transmission. Don't remember. What was it? It was like this. And I think it is. I think this is too high. So let's loosen up and move it. That was 7. Oop. Won't rush it. Yeah, you're looking at it correctly, right? Yeah. So I'm just going to loose this up and twist this if I can. Definitely I can. It's got a little bit more. It's got to be completely loose. Yep. All right. Yeah, because I was remembering that this is this hole by there and here, and then it gives the little more the dry distance for the throttle body and the hose that goes to the intake, to the air filter. So let me at least secure this one. Now we can put the nut on this one too, which is a 10 millimeter. And we can put the last on the throttle body. I am very careful not to put ever, tools or parts in paint or surfaces. That's what I like to use, those magnetic trays. And I have my own little table or cart next to me always. Right now we got all the four in there. And we can tie this up. This just feel weird. I think it just locked up. And this ratchet, I barely use it. Usually, yep, it got completely locked. No, at least it's lifetime warranty too. I usually use this big one. It has a push bottom so the socket doesn't fall. Alright, looks like I found it. Okay. These ones are also, 7 foot-pounds, so very minimum torque. We don't need this no more. Bottom one is a 10. Keep trying to use the wrong ratchet. Got my car kind of like backwards, that's what it's feeling weird. Kind of like, I always use the same method, when you're working. So keep the tool car in the same position, same direction. So it's kind of like automatic, you can just go like this and grab a 10 or a socket and you know where it is, so you don't have to be looking for, so you get more productive like that. Alright, now we can tie this one down and then we can come back and tie those up. Now there is on the right position. I think this weather has everybody sick. My wife is sick, has a flu and cough. Poor woman. It's like, right now it's like almost 80 degrees. Yesterday it was like 50 and the day before we got snow here, so on Saturday we got snow. And that's how you get sick. You go from cold to warm and cold to warm. I mean, it's impossible for your body to adjust, And in here it's worse because as a mechanic you need to go in and out to give the customers the car back and try to always wear the jacket. But sometimes I forgot and that's how you get sick too. Alright, so I still gotta put the air filter in place, but this is not a problem on this car. And if you guys remember, these hoses are nightmare to install in there, so let me get that pry bar that I used last time. Because this is not a rubber, this is plastic, and it has a seal, kind of like a ring in here. This side is not a problem. It fits very easy on the filter side, but the one on the throttle body is hard. So what I did last time, I think I went somewhere in here. I don't remember how I did it.
to get it out, it was not such a problem. Let me get it in this side. Spin the clamp. Yeah, believe me, this is no game. To remember how I did the prying in here. Probably here. Stuck. Sure. I don't have nothing in there to damage. It's just a transmission. But it's not going in. Loose that clamp a little more. It is loose, but maybe it's not loose enough. Yeah, getting it out was a piece of cake with this. Okay, that's in. That probably will work out very good. It was just about finding the sweet spot. Okay, now we can tie this up. Last thing, I'm gonna put them into the direction ready, but alright. I also put the two number 10s that were holding the filter housing. I didn't show that on the video. I moved the camera and everything put away, and then I started, doing that. This is a number 8. Okay, get this out of here now. And now all I need is to put the air filter. Let me look for that. Right here. Alright, air filter is in place. I think I can start the car now. So let's start it and see how it goes. Still gotta, again, put the engine cover and all that stuff, but I wanted to let it run for a while, so whatever is gonna smoke is smoking here from cleaning the engine and the intake and all that stuff. That's pretty normal. Remember, we removed the injectors. It'll take probably a couple of turns or a couple of tries. I'll put my 2 feet inside so I can give them a little bit of a gust. One more time. Come on. You have a check engine light blinking, indicating me a misfire. Obviously, you know, with the engine running so poorly, ain't gonna be. I don't like that. Let me check that out, guys, and make sure I got no leaks or nothing. I don't understand what I would have, like, you know, like backfiring like that. I mean, all we replace is the intake gaskets. The spark plugs, injectors are connected the same. Map sensor is connected. Throttle body is connected. The air temperature sensor is connected. We have nothing else in here. This is what I wanted to start, so you know, all this smoke is out. Let me get the camera a little back because. All right, guys, let me just deal with this. It's probably, like I said, you know, I need to start and run sometimes just like this, especially when you open up the intake. If I find any more issues, obviously I will show it in the video, but I doubt it. I'm very meticulous of what I do, and I know this is done. So my goal is just to start it, hold the idle a little higher, let it warm up, and then set everything as it should. But again, this is the way you remove or install the intakes on a 2002 Porsche. So don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, and for those that wants to support me, I will put a link in there on PayPal. You can guys contribute if you want. Thank you so much and have a great day. Alright, so I didn't want to delete the video like that with the car not running correctly. So it was just something very simple. I forgot to connect this pipe in here. It uses 2 8mm bolts in there, and that's it. I mean, obviously it was a huge intake leak and it was creating, you know, problems, but that's it. So I erased the codes, misfires on cylinder 4, 5, and 6, and connect that, and now, as you can hear, the car is running very, very, very smooth. Let me give you an upper look of how the engine now looks. Nice and clean. There is no oil anywhere. I was very, very meticulous to clean this up. So the next thing to do would be to put this spoiler on the back and covers and so on, but the job is done. Alright, thanks a lot. See you next time.